This is the most pregnant silence I've ever heard. I swear I heard a pin drop. That better have been a refreshing drink.
Yep.
Anyway, so yeah, last time, because it's been a couple weeks, you guys did some last minute shopping. You guys explored more of the city. You guys went to a very seedy tavern, encountered a weird, kind of rude bartender who took your hair until you left and then burned what they took. Mogzio, in a display of fantastic stealth, was able to sneak into the basement and discovered a strange sound coming from a locked door, sealed door. Dell was able to pick up on what they believe was undead in the basement, as well as in the poorer part of the town. And I also believe that it was Hyacinth, Elric, and Corey who were talking to some of the people in the tavern, or was it just Hyacinth?
I believe it was just Hyacinth.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if the other two accompanied, but yeah, you did talk to them and asked if they knew anything about the Robin, as well as some other of your tier list of quests. I would say they were as helpful as they could have been, being that they were from out of town, and you left with some information, but not as much as you hoped. On the way back, Elric had concluded that there was more evidence of the Robin's presence in the poorer district than the richer part. And Hyacinth made a courtesan friend who gave them some information, which was good. More courtesan friends. And we pick up. You guys were in the hotel. You guys had rested a bit because you had spent the whole day shopping and exploring. So the scene is yours. And if Hyacinth is muted, they know it or not.
I know.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you did or not.
No, I was looking through my notes.
Reminder that because you guys went back and everything, it's implied that you guys had like a short-ish rest in between. Because you guys didn't just go there and be like, okay, now we're heading back out. It was implied that you stayed at the hotel to gather your thoughts and rest up. So if that had to be marked down for anyone, go for it. Really? We just fucking started.
I have points to burn, buddy.
Apparently the party is taking a hydrate moment.
Hydrate.
That includes Britt, if Britt hasn't hydrated recently.
Mind a business.
Well,
you live in a hotter climate. You need to hydrate.
Or else monsoon season will hydrate for you.
Between wildfires and monsoons, I would take neither.
Right? I'll live in middle bullshit like I do. So are we back?
You're in the hotel.
You said we're back in the hotel.
Yeah, you guys are currently in the hotel room.
Okay.
You guys have gone over what Mogzio discovered, and Dell informed you about their sensing of something. The only thing they could think of it being is undead. But they never encountered an undead, so they aren't 100% positive. But that's the only thing that they can compare it to. And it only wasn't, they only felt it while in the poorer district.
Well, that's ominous.
Ain't it just?
And Dell told someone, right? Hyacinth, I think.
No. While you're at the hotel, Dell tells it to all the party.
Oh, okay.
Like, this is the point where everyone's, like, relaying what everyone else knows. Because when it happened originally, Dell told Hyacinth, and Mogzio just poofed into existence next to them, giving both of them a heart attack.
Yeah.
Did we actually get any information regarding the Robin or whatever?
You guys learned from the two out-of-towners that What did you have for notes, Hyacinth?
That the robin only causes problems when someone causes trouble for the community,
That
and that the robin can be identified by just the physical description with some people.
and
So some people, robin is active enough to where people have actually seen her.
also
So she's not just a myth.
hasn't been done yet, but at some point, Elric has gone over a little bit so far what he can about the Robin in terms of like what he remembers from when he saw her last.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Because it's his auntie.
Yep.
Only because I know you. Would you have called her Tia? Tia to Robin? Wait, what is Robin in Spanish?
What is robin in Spanish?
I'm Googling it. I need to know.
But I don't think I made Elric Spanish.
It's just it's just Robin.
Just Robin. Yeah.
It's Raben. So Tia Raben. See, it even sounds better
Yeah.
right there.
I guess me personally, yeah, but no, Elric just on.
No, I meant Elric. Would Elric would call her Tia? I'm just
That'd be
picturing
funny.
Elric saying certain words with a Spanish accent and a guitar playing in the background.
Oh god, you're making Elric Hispanic now all of a sudden.
Why not? In Critical
so
Role,
he's like a Spanish elf, so he's kind of like a Zevron situation.
yeah, why not?
That would be funny.
Oh, Critical Role has
I can't
an entire culture that's just German for no reason. So why not?
You know,
Zemnian.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, fuck it, who cares? If Elric wants to be of Hispanic descent, that's fine. Spanish elves are cool.
Ugh.
So we still don't really have any place to start looking for them.
Well,
Well, if no one else has anything they would like to do, I would like to have Hyacinth sit on the bed while everyone's doing whatever, and take out the gift that Rayhan gave them.
Oh yeah. Before that though, Elric did notice. I forgot to say it during the game, and that because we were rushing to end. Elric noticed a lot of
graffiti.
Yeah, graffiti of the Robin throughout the poor district. So it has been like contained to the poor district of the city more than where you guys are staying. So that is the best place to start, like actually looking for more information, as well as any clues.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, you want to take out the gift Rayhan gave you.
Which is, it just looks like a vial, correct?
Yeah, it looks like
Or a
it looks
bottle.
like the image that I sent you.
Is anyone paying attention to Hyacinth right now?
Not actively.
They're not being sneaky. They're not being sneaky. They're just doing this. So they're going to pull out this bottle, which is a little bit longer with a thick bottom, and just swirl it with, what color did you say the liquid was? Is it just in the picture?
Yeah, it's the way it is in the picture at the moment. The color will change when you put different ingredients, as the information says.
Okay.
But at the moment, it is just the way it is standard.
Okay, then Hyacinth is going to just swirl. I'm assuming it's going to be just a blackish liquid. And then cautiously uncork it.
Okay, you're uncorking the bottle.
I am uncorking the bottle. Does anything happen?
At first, no, but it's not an immediate reaction. But after like a moment, the liquid swirls a bit, and that the center looks like, best way to describe it as an eye, kind of becomes more alert, and the ink as if like you tipped it upside down and dumped it, flies up towards the mouth of the bottle and shoots out. Those who are watching Hyacinth will notice this as well. The ink coming erupts upward toward the ceiling, but as it comes out, it starts to take shape very quickly to resemble a, I will say, 4 to 5 inch blade made of ink. And it now looks like Hyacinth is holding a dagger with an ink style blade. And there's a little floating, I'll say, aquamarine eyeball in the bottle where the ink was housed. Oh, also the little sound of like liquid flowing can be heard as the blade, I don't want to say solidifies, but finalizes its shape. That little sloshing noise.
Slosh.
Yeah, that.
The bunny has an ink blade.
They do.
Hyacinth is just going to hold this blade and make eye contact with his eye and just see if it follows them as they move side to side.
It doesn't. It's stationary.
Okay.
If you rotate it, the eye's on both sides, so it almost looks like it's designed.
Oh.
It's not an actual eye. It's more like aesthetic.
Seeing this, they're going to say, "Oh, okay. So I won't poke you in the eye if I touch that." Good to know.
I mean, you can poke it, see
What
what happens.
are you? No. Respectfully, no.
The worst that could happen is you get sucked into a cult of a giant sea leviathan. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
No, thank you.
Oh.
But no. Do you verbally ask what it is? Or are you being more like internal monologue?
I'm talking out loud.
Okay, there's no answer from
looking
the blade.
over this.
There's no answer coming from the weapon.
Oh, you don't talk to me. That's okay. And Hyacinth's going to try to tap the tip of the blade on the top of the bottle, trying to see if it goes back in. Because it came out of it, so it should go back into it, right?
It should.
Is there logic?
When are you tapping it with like your finger, or are you like pressing?
Literally just like as you would like tap the edge of a knife on like a glass to make a sound,
Okay.
kind of thing.
Okay, but
they're doing that with like they're doing that with like the tip of the blade to the top of the bottle.
Okay.
To see if that's what makes it go back in, or if it just stays out.
After a bit of fidgeting, because you're going to be inquisitive about it, and I don't want to play like 50 rounds for brevity, eventually you realize that it goes back in when you put the stopper close to the mouth, and it'll slide back in when in proximity to the stopper. Or top, whatever you want to call the thing that closes the bottle.
Okay.
So when you bring that near it, it goes back in, becomes a very viscous, I think the word would be.
Viscous?
Yes, viscous. It becomes like a viscous ink back in the bottle, and the eye relaxes. But now that you've seen that it's not a moving eye, you realize it's just because more ink's around it, making it look relaxed. It's a weird dagger.
Yeah.
Rayhan gives the best gifts.
Santa Bunny. Plot twist, Freyhan's really Santa.
And upon doing that, trying to find where I put it in my notes.
Oh, and also it doesn't say.
So I should still have some.
It doesn't say on the thing I sent you, but it has I'll say 5 uses in terms of like 5 combat things before you have to replenish it. Not 5 rounds, but 5 actual uses of combat.
5 encounters.
Thank you. That's the one I'm looking for. Someone knows what I mean. As long as someone knows that, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
That's why I pick 6 of the people I always talk to. One of you will know what I'm talking about.
Exactly. So yes, Hyacinth is very happy and is just like, before putting it back in the bottle, they're going to compare it to the size of their other daggers, and they are basically just introducing their daggers to each other.
I think there's an entire anime where this is a bad idea.
Yeah, they're just making sure that all of their weapons are friendly together. They're going through and organizing all of the arrows that they have, because they still have whistling arrows, and they have the bleed arrows, and they have the normal arrows, like, and then of course the trident. So they are basically just taking inventory of all of their weapons at this point.
Okay.
While the group is doing whatever they're doing.
Speaking of,
that is the thing of chaos I would like to do today.
No, that's totally fine. What is the rest of the group doing while Hyacinth is probably turning their bed into a weapons counter?
Elric is just gonna look in awe of what the hell this ink blade thing was.
Okay. Oh, Mogzio, Dell does again relay the undead thing and asks what you think you guys should do about that.
I don't know. It depends on if we potentially want to make enemies with the CD Tavern. It might be better to take care of finding out where to find the Robin before we do that.
Oh god, only because I know I have to ask. Is DFA still playing with the new books that Hyacinth got her?
No, she's currently incubating Egamedes.
What?
How are you incubating?
She's sitting on top of it.
Oh, no, okay, I had to be sure.
Oh.
I don't need that picture now.
Isn't Egamedes almost as big as the Moogles?
About the size of their torso, like, give or take. Like, height-wise, not width-wise.
Okay.
Roll... God, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Roll a dex check to make sure you're not squishing the egg. Because this is definitely something I don't think Moogles normally would know how to do.
16.
It took you a minute while everyone else was doing their own thing to figure out how to properly sit on the egg, until you realize it might be best to rotate it to its side so you don't have one end like balancing it on top of your weight. But you would do eventually find a way to sit on it comfortably without crushing it, though I'll say after like a few minutes your legs start feeling weird because the way you're, I don't say straddling the egg, but Moogle limbs and big chocobo egg don't mix for a long period of time.
To be fair, she's not as heavy as she looks.
Oh, it's not even about weight. It's more just the distribution of sudden pressure on the shell. And also, you technically are still wearing your armor, right?
Yes.
So you got to make sure the armor is not going to like puncture anything, because that is delicate cargo. And now, again, I'm just picturing the Moogle on the egg. That's going to haunt me. Jesus Christ. Oh, oh, fuck. I'm trying to think, how was it? Oh, yeah, here it is. Based on what you saw in the tavern, Mogzio, will you roll an intelligence to see if you can compare what Dell told you with what you heard? To see if the two things may line up.
18.
Okay. You're able to confirm it's a sort of undead. It's not normal. For what you heard mixed with what Dell detected, resulting in a bit of like, okay, this is definitely not a there is no good answer for what could be down there. And if Dell detected like at least 15 others, this could be a lot worse than it is, or it could be a lot better. So with the Robin missing and this cropping up, the two have to be connected. You're able to connect the dots even though you don't know what the dots lead to.
Okay. So I don't know if I missed it before, but so do we have like a location to go to like get a better idea aside from just the CD part of town to find more information about the Robin?
We were gonna go, based on what I have in my notes, we were gonna go to try to find the other establishment that the members of the Tiamat might be at, related to Corey's quest line, and then for the Robin, we were gonna go. I think we were gonna go try to find other areas where she was spotted, because we should have a kind of idea of where she might be. That's at least what I'm gathering from my notes. I don't know about everybody else's. But we don't have any like solid clues yet on the Robin besides what she looks like and the area that she usually hangs around. And the other idea I think that we threw around was that we would try to cause a little bit of trouble to try and draw her out, or if we wanted to just try to find out what kind of trouble she had fixed.
That's right. She's like a vigilante, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because the thing is that she handles things that the guards should be handling, but they're not because it's in the poor area.
Well, now that Corey's here,
Speak of the devil.
Yeah.
I guess.
I hate that when I'm streaming, I don't hear people come into our room.
Mm.
I don't get that to-do.
So we kind of have two. This is all off table, but we kind
Yes.
of have two things we could either do. Is we could either go and search more about the Tiamat and try to find like what place that those people usually stay at, because they were in town recently, I believe is what I gathered.
They make port in multiple places. It's not
Yeah.
it wasn't frequent.
Yeah, so this is one of those places among like a couple others, and try to ask around, or we could keep trying to look for the Robin and look for signs of the Robin. And now we have this added thing of like, why the fuck are they're undead?
Uh-huh.
So,
And then-
but
Oh, yeah.
because I don't think, I think whenever I rolled for it, Hyacinth doesn't really have any understanding of undead beyond the typical
you
zombies.
You rolled a. They exist.
Right. It's like, this is the thing. Like, I've heard of this, but I've never met one kind of thing.
Foxy is honestly probably in the same boat since I only have
What-
local knowledge.
Would Elric know? Because I know Dark Knight can
Do
eventually.
you have...
I know I can heal undead, and I can eventually even. kind of
what knowledges
make-
do you have?
Let me see.
Yeah, ability to heal doesn't necessarily mean understanding or
That
knowledge.
doesn't mean I understand. I have them.
For all you were told,
Um,
if you see XYZ, do this.
I have nobility and religion.
Or religion.
Yeah, religion would give you some idea. So
Okay.
if you want to do a religion roll, you can do that.
Okay. Fortunately, I have no points in it, but I don't need them. 18.
This is more because of your upbringing than your dark knight training. You remember stories that your mother and father would tell you about how certain people, in their search for, ultimate power of the magic arts, or people that were just bad, had abilities that could conjure a form of spark in a corpse and reanimate it. Some would make entire armies of these undead, or they would be brought back because of some other means, and it would cause problems for the living. It was never a good thing. People like your mother were usually called in to solve those problems. Same with the Robin. They were paladins. They were meant to keep the order of life and death. While your mother said it was never good, she never spoke on it harshly, and she always had this air of you had to pity the corpse because it was never of their own volition that an undead existed. It was always forced.
Mhm.
So you always had this, like, almost sympathetic view toward them.
Mhm.
Because, you know, not like they woke up and were like, you know what, fuck, I'm done being dead. I'm gonna go ruin some mortal's life.
Mhm.
It was always ooh, I need a corpse. You're fresh. Or as the gif I used, hi, my name is so and so, and I'm going to do an unboxing vid.
Mood.
So yeah, your understanding of the undead is it's never a oh, they just spring up. There's always a cause.
Mhm. Okay, so I guess knowing that, Alaric's gonna have, I guess, pressing concern about the undead situation at
The bar.
the CD bar. At the very least, saying that it's probably likely that this is something the Robin was either searching for, since she is a paladin after all, to handle, or if not, the very least you could put the thing out of its misery.
Ooh,
There's
Hyacinth's ears just perk up at hearing putting something out of its misery. If they're dead, would they want to be buried again? If they were buried in the first place?
Well, they are forced into this service, so it isn't exactly voluntary.
Are they still people? When they're like that?
In a
I
in a sense, I guess, but it's just their bodies and putting it to rest, really, out of respect.
This episode is brought to you giving zombies existential crisis. Thank you.
Actually, I have no idea how working Final Fantasy. Are their souls attached to it or no? Or is it just their body being reanimated?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Is this 10?
that's kind of what Hyacinth is asking, is like, is it still a person?
Because yeah, if their soul's attached to it, then they're like, that's like torture, basically.
Some faith believe that once the body is buried, the soul leaves.
Okay.
Others believe the soul stays with the body forever. That's that. There are some who believe that the soul takes years to leave the body because, you live for so long, it takes a while to move on. There is no concise round the world agreement on the soul.
That makes sense.
Except that redheads don't have one.
That also makes sense.
That's agreed across every universe. We can move past that. That's why all redheads are 28 pounds lighter than most people.
Yeah.
So the Robin has no soul because she has red hair.
It's true. No soul.
Died.
That's Elric's aunt you're talking about.
It's like red dyed red.
Like
okay.
Star Trek red.
Yeah.
Oh god, she's a redhead.
It's not natural red.
Does it match?
But I guess Elric will share that information with about the souls, like possibly being tied to the body, in which case it would essentially be a torturous existence until freed.
This DM compares it to working in
Retail.
Retail, however, a limbo retail where your shift never ends and the customer always has expired coupons.
Mm.
And I feel like billions of millennials just screeched out in terror.
Oh yeah.
And then we're suddenly silenced.
Oh yeah.
I'm only asking because I'm curious. What is DFA's opinion on, like, the soul?
DFA said BRB.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I just saw that. Okay.
What is Magzio's opinion on the soul?
Does Magzio have an opinion on the soul?
What's a soul?
Do Muggles have a soul?
I don't know. What's a soul?
Couldn't tell you exactly. Just don't gamble it away.
This is where we start the Mugman and Cuphead section of the game.
Gonna have to determine what the cost of a soul is if I'm gonna gamble it away first.
Hold on, Google.
How much is the soul?
More gil than
Hey,
you have.
Siri.
Okay, so it's my ace in the sleeve then.
That's how you actually unlock slots.
The last
Yeah.
thing you have left to gamble with.
Yeah,
Gotta
exactly.
find something to gamble your soul with is all.
Have to get myself down to under 50% HP.
Magzio looks at Elric. Punch me. What? Trust me, it'll work.
I feel like Corey would punch better.
See, Corey's punch would probably kill the Moogle.
Mine's more
Yeah.
about discipline strikes.
Just in time for
don't-
Moxio's
Raw
Joker.
strength.
I don't want to punch the Moogle.
I don't want to punch the Moogle either.
That's gotta be a war crime, punching a Moogle.
That's
I feel
fair.
like neither of us would want to punch the Moogle, but DFA would just punch him right away. I'll do it.
Absolutely. I would feel safer punching DFA than Magzio, honestly.
To be honest, yeah.
DFA says, Britt says that DFA has no idea what a soul is, but she knows she has a dragon soul according to her friends.
Oh,
There's a level of wholesomeness to that.
she's the Dovahkiin.
Elric's gonna wake
We
up
know
to
if the Robin has a band
a band.
of ne'er-do-wells. I don't know.
Oh, like a rogues gallery?
Yeah, sure.
Like her merry men, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
You mean like okay? Oh, you mean like allies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Probably.
What you guys from Elric? Actually, no. Elric can answer that. How Robin worked versus works now.
Oh.
Well,
Oh, she
Oh.
did used to work in a band.
Elric's like, wait, I know this. It's his aunt. He should know this.
But something tells me she's probably trying to lie a little low, so she's probably solo.
Okay. So my current plan is we can pretty much do whatever we want during the day. So if we want to go investigate the other places the Tiamat might be, it was my impression from what we learned last session that it doesn't necessarily mean that they make port somewhere else in this area, or like go to the bars somewhere else in this area, but they like make port kind of like just in random spots. So I'm not sure if we'll find anything, but we can at least look. And then at nighttime, when there are more patrons, like, I don't know, maybe we Google it and find out when the bar has the most patrons. That's when we go and cause a ruckus and maybe just either bust in or like try to find like a back door into the basement to do that. And I'm sure we can handle whatever undead is down there. And
Well, if you guys would like, you guys can also just say you wait around the hotel until sunset and then go try like places at night.
might as well get stuff done in the meantime, though.
Might as well try to kill two birds with one stone. Right?
Okay.
Investigate.
All right, if you guys want to do that, we can do that as well.
Hyacinth is going to also suggest we could just ask about the undead.
Did not think about that. Yeah.
I mean, we could.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
we
fine.
could.
We could ask and then.
I am a fan of being very straightforward.
We could, well, I mean, if there's undead walking around, it means they need to be reburied. So we could just ask where they usually bury someone if we say that we're looking for someone who's died.
I mean, we could just get the barkeep in on it.
Oh, I don't know why, but I'm just picturing like you guys all discussing like these intricate plans and Hyacinth just going, why don't we just ask questions?
I mean, it's totally
I mean,
possible.
unless the barkeeper's in on it.
Yeah, he's either in on it or he doesn't. He's not aware of what's going on.
Right.
Well,
And go ahead.
we could always just get someone really, really drunk and have them ask questions for us that's not related to us. That's another way of getting information I've used before. You just find someone that thinks you're pretty and you spend time with them, buy them a couple gil worth of drinks, and then you start suggesting that they go ask somebody across the room some questions. And then you listen really closely while they're answering questions. And then if it's a bad question, then the drunk person gets hit instead of you.
But then what if the
Ingenious.
person that we get in on it freaks out at the mention of undead?
And they're not the right
Or-
person. Then we find somebody else.
We just say they're too drunk. We have a plethora of options here.
I'm favoring the more direct option, but
I am also a
We'll
fan
take-
of the more direct option.
But regardless, we have to get to the bar first.
Yes.
We can also do the bunny pot again. That worked last time.
That did work last time.
It did.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
wasn't there.
yeah. Mugsio and DFA were busy committing a murder while you guys were seducing a poor guy.
Can
And
you
then we
seduce
also-
undead?
You know what? As a DM, I don't know. I'm afraid that I'm going to get an answer I don't like.
They don't have charisma, so no.
Okay, that makes sense.
They don't.
Well,
care.
typical undead don't, or intelligence rather, is what I meant.
The consensus amongst DMs is you can certainly try. That's all it says.
Mm,
The general
Yeah,
That's
consensus:
fair.
you can certainly try. That is
I
all.
don't think you could make.
We're
them
in a strange and
very
mysterious world.
charm 'em.
Mhm.
True.
All I'm saying is, if you try to seduce an undead, you have to be prepared for the consequences of what a witness may assume about you after it.
Yeah.
This is the wrong campaign for me to attempt that. So
let's just go to the bar and make up our minds there.
is there... I'm going to assume that we can just also ask the teenager that is downstairs. This is off table. For information in general.
In general, yes.
About, like,
if they're at work.
About the layout. Yeah, just whoever is at the reception desk, ask them for basically different options as far as nightlife goes, of places to go and drink and have a
We
good
are but
time.
humble tourists.
We are, so we can
And
play
I
the
am
tourist angle.
depending on
Absolutely not looking for some rich, snotty twins.
depending on who is at the desk when you ask, will determine what they know.
We could ask them if they have undead in their basement.
I was just gonna ask if they have a place to bury a dead guy.
Both questions are fucking suspicious.
Hermes
It might
wishing
be a
I
thing.
had my
Oh, I know
magics.
it might be a thing, but just like the whole casual. Hey, do you have any dead bodies in your basement? What?
Do you have a place to put a dead body in your basement?
Cemetery. You're looking for a cemetery.
Not if it's like official business. Or I'm assuming bounty hunters come through here.
Um,
And like mercenaries and whatnot.
You know what?
There's probably people with... It's wartime.
no, because of your profession, roll a local knowledge.
Oh no. I didn't think I'd have to roll for suspicious activity.
You're being, this is how you get what's it called, world building. I worked hard to make this
But
world. Someone's going to have to figure it out eventually.
Which one am I rolling
Local.
for? Local?
You have local?
I do.
I know you
I
have.
do not. I have history, nature, and nobility. My
Oh, no, okay,
feat,
do nobility.
which is local for noble.
Nobility, that's what I was
Okay.
thinking of. Yeah, because you are in a richer part of the neighborhood.
Well, it's not as great as my others.
What do you know about these rich snobs?
10. Not a lot. I got an 11.
You know for a fact from clients or just, grapevine. In this city, because it's on the water and everything, most of the cemeteries are further inland, like near the mountains and forest outside the city. But the rich parts of the richer parts of the city do cremation, while the poorer parts can't afford that, so they bury their dead out near the forest. Because cremation is like a whole thing. You gotta find a wizard, gotta find the priest, it's a whole to-do.
So they return to the forest.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, it's what the bunny cult does.
Mm-hmm.
Just less performative, probably.
It's more of a, okay, they dug a hole, toss them in.
Right. It's less, not performative. It's more performative and it's less ritualistic.
Yeah. It's more of a, he's dead,
Because
Jim.
Right. He's gone. This is where you can visit him. Goodbye. And then they go and on with their lives versus like with Vera, where Hyacinth and Rayhan were probably more of a, it's a whole process.
There's rituals involved.
Big. Yeah.
It's a whole week-long process just to bury one body.
I mean, makes sense for the bunny cult. Hyacinth is going to relay this of the minimal knowledge that they know about this of the ones with money just burn their dead, but the ones without money bury them in some very primitive version of what my people did. There's so many people if I left. That's something for later. But I don't know. I feel like I've never been hired to bring back somebody dead. So I don't know like what I would do to store them if I needed to while traveling. Because I imagine they'd start to smell after a while.
Yeah.
But anyways.
I'll just say because it's, no, I'll just like inform for for actual sake of anyone asking later. If you have to travel, usually, people will cast a spell to slow the decay. They'll go to someone who has the time magic slow to put it on the corpse.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the Pathfinder version of
No, I'm using Final Fantasy logic. They'll use the spell slow.
time? Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
And it'll slow the decomp and all that, and it'll prevent rigor mortis from setting in too quickly and making it harder.
Mm-hmm.
They're not as gross and gooey whenever you get them back to their bounty.
Yeah. But if you're one of those like, non kind
Magic-y.
No, I say if you're not one of the kinder ones, you don't care. You just lasso them and drag them. Red Dead style. To rip off a Disney product, they can bring you in warm or cold. It's up to you. So, where are you relocating for your plans? Because I think the majority was what? The direct approach?
Yeah, it was the bar that wanted our hair, right?
Yeah, the CD bar.
My only worry is that if we give them our hair, this is Hyacinth. My only worry is that if we give them our hair, then they're going to know how to. Like, they're going to keep it.
Well, the last time you went,
When we caused trouble,
he burned it last time you left.
he burned it last time we left because we didn't make trouble.
Oh, I'm just saying, but like that was what, as of right now, once you leave, he burns the hair he took.
Exactly. So, but Hyacinth's worry is that if they go in and cause trouble, he's not going to burn the hair.
Well, remember, trouble is subjective.
CD bar, well, it better have seeds.
See, there's that one. I keep hearing CD as in like the music disc, and I'm like, that's like retro.
It's very retro.
Just picturing all the decor being CD album art. While you guys are discussing this, Dell says they have an idea they're going to go investigate in town. Before they leave, though, they what was that spell that Dell has? I think it's like pretty much they give Astro. Where is it? I know Dell has that ability that increases one of your stats. Astro. There it is. They draw a card really quick and place against Elric because you guys are looking for your aunt. 1 luck bonus to any rolls if you need it.
Oh, sure.
Hoping that things go better.
What does that do exactly?
It grants a +1 luck bonus to any attack roll.
Attack roll?
Yeah.
Okay. And is it just like for the next time I attack?
No, it's until they change the cards. So the general idea is until you guys get back. If you guys get into combat.
Huh. Okay.
Just Dell's in that state of like, we don't try, but fights kind of find us. So, pat, just in case.
Valid.
All right. Plus
Plus-
one temporary +1.
Yeah. Dell's mind is, you guys are going back to the weird place. Just in case. Pat.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go off saying that they will be fine. They're going to stay in the ritzy part of town. They're going to ask a few questions of the people around here. And they said they will collect all the information, bring it here, so when you guys get back, they can compare notes.
Mhm.
Oh, and before they leave specifically, they, because every hotel has a safe. They put the orb in that and then seal the little thing, because God forbid they get grabbed. Best not have the orb on them.
Yeah.
Unless one of you wishes to take the orb.
Nope. I ain't touching that.
We're gonna leave the orb with Dell. I think it's safe
Well,
with
no,
Dell.
because Dell's going by themselves. They don't want to have the orb on them in case something happens.
Oh, well, we can.
That's what I'm saying. Unless Dell's suggesting either it stays in the room or one of you take the orb because you guys are in the group.
In like a really rich people. We're in like the nicest room possible. Correct?
Yeah. It's got a safe.
Is there
It has a safe in the room.
Are the keys on the safe to where we could take the keys with us?
It's not a key. It's an actual, like, combination safe.
Oh,
Just dump it in the bag of holding.
That's an option.
I don't think that we know that you have that.
You guys were all
I'm
there when
saying
she
in
bought it.
character.
That doesn't mean anything. I don't think it was communicated to us.
I mean, DFA could literally be like, shove it in this if DFA wants.
That's what she's doing. She's saying, put it in here.
I'm fine with that.
Dell literally just lifts the orb very carefully to put it in so it doesn't touch anyone else. As it goes in, you don't even hear it hit the bottom because it is a bag of holding. I'm just curious, do you put Egamedes in the bag?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm just like, please tell me you're not putting Egamedes in there too.
I mean,
Mm-mm.
eggs don't need to breathe.
No, but everything else could break the egg.
I thought they're like put in their little pocket dimension safety seats.
Does the pocket dimension have safety seats?
That was always my understanding of bags of holding, is that you
Oh.
have to like think of it and reach in, and then it just comes out with it,
Oh,
but it doesn't interact with anything else.
I mean, that's possible. I never thought of it that way. I thought it was just one of those, like, hope for the best, shove it in.
That's what I thought.
But no, the orb does go in the bag of holding for now. Is that... I don't know if that's better or worse. Everyone put your items in the infinite jello of holding.
Yellow.
We have Wubble. Wubble is our bag of holding.
I love Wobble. So yeah, you guys are going to head to the CD bar. Dell departs on their little search inquisitorial style.
Mhm.
Before they leave, though, they do promise they will be careful, and if they need anything, they will get a hold of you because they have the message spell.
Okay.
But they said you can't communicate with them until they do with you. So if anything happens, well, don't die.
Fair enough.
Do our best.
Or it's back. So for brevity's sake, we'll say that you guys head out of the hotel. Are you guys going to stop and ask the reception desk, or are you skipping that for now?
I'm going to ask if there's another like but I'm gonna just ask if there's another tavern in that area, or if it's only the one that we've been to.
Like in the poor district?
And I'm going to explain that we're going place by place to sample all of the different cultures of life while we're visiting.
So you're only asking about that
Area.
that district, right?
Correct.
It's not the one you guys. It's not the receptionist you guys have been normally getting. This one is a androgynous looking with a faux hawk, Hume. That district? No, that's the only one. There's the one bar, the port. There's the one over there. There's 4 in this district, but nah, I wouldn't go to them. They're very only certain people go to those ones, you know? And they don't let everyone else in.
That's not nice.
It's what's the word they use? Exclusive club.
Boring.
Yeah. A lot of them are the wine drinker types where they don't actually drink the wine.
What's the point?
They got money to burn. So they waste it on rich people stuff. But no, in that district you guys are discussing, there is only that one tavern.
Are there any dead people walking around?
Oh boy.
I heard somebody in a different town talking about how they fought dead people. And that's just so strange. So whenever I go somewhere new, I always ask, especially whenever they're close to a forest, because my people bury their dead in the forest. It's a whole thing. It's like a week-long event. It's interesting, kind of. It's also kind of strange. But are there dead people here?
Just the fact that you outright asked was not what I expected you to do. Not the roll a thing for him.
I'm just gonna kind of slide up beside
Hyacinth
behind Hyacinth and try to look scary.
Hyacinth is going to slip sick skill.
Hold on. Are you actually going to try to be intimidating?
Not
I'm
like
not.
aggressively, but a little.
Then you still roll an intimidation.
Okay.
I'm assuming Hyacinth does not notice this because, again, discussing and sliding the
No.
gill.
I'm assuming there is like a notepad or something, as most reception desks
Oh yeah,
have.
there's like a little parchment and like thing going on.
25.
Then
25?
Yep.
Okay. First of all, it works as he immediately like just stands up straighter and like looks at you like, okay. First of all, you asked a weird question. Now you just okay.
Nice to the Vera.
strange bunny.
There have been rumors. Can't say they're true or not, but something about people waking up and not being themselves. People reporting their family members acting like the Walking Dead.
But they're not dead?
Can't say I know. I personally, that's none of my business. So that's something for the guard, these people's families. I don't get in the middle of this shit. I'm just here to do a job, get paid, and pay my bills.
And if I wanted to know the name of a person who's this family's happened to?
I'd say check out the poor district. It's what's been happening the most. Some of the people over here think it's just a plague. But if it's a plague, more people would be dead. These people are just acting weird.
Hyacinth is going to leave the 6 gil like stacked up nicely, and because they've just been fidgeting with it this entire time and palming it before just leaving it.
While Corey was intimidating behind you, they slowly move their hand towards the money as if they're not sure if Corey's going to snap their wrist for trying to take it off the table.
Whenever their hand reaches for it, Hyacinth's going to take their hand off of the money and just look to Corey and be like, okay, I guess we're going drinking now. Bye. And Bunny hops away.
Just as Hyacinth leaves, the money slides towards the edge of the table and just drops into their hand. Corey successfully made this person question if they were safe in their own place of employment
Valid.
because they rolled very low.
Corey likes to keep them guessing.
Corey's very protective of the bunny.
She did ask a slightly alarming question, so
Yeah,
on the off chance that there was going to be a bad reaction.
I had to roll to determine how that reaction was going to go. I'm like, well, that was just right out of fucking left field. Okay. So for brevity's sake, you guys go head straight to the CD part of town. I'm assuming.
On the way, Hyacinth is going to elaborate what they have learned.
Okay.
And boast that it only costs them 6 skill to find out information. And feel very proud of themselves.
As you should.
So while you guys are making your way through town, you notice the you noticed this before, but it's becoming like, okay, you're confirming from multiple sightings. Going from one district to another, there is a very, very drastic decreasing of like patrolling guard or any kind of semblance of authority from one district to the next. Like where you start out, there is like almost every other street corner, there's at least 1 or 2 guards moving around. Second district, there's like every couple blocks, but once you hit the lowest one, you don't actually see any, as if there is no law and order patrolling at all to keep people safe. You also notice that actually, because you're you're actively walking through town. Everybody roll a perception.
Do I have to?
In this scenario, yes. Normally I would say no, but in this one instance, I'm saying yes.
13.
Okay.
17.
23.
Wait, 23?
23 for Moxio.
Okay.
27.
Jesus Christ. And what did you get, Corey?
17.
Okay, 17. And then Hyacinth?
11. The bunny's not paying attention.
Ironic, given the fact that you're kind of leading this whole little jaunt.
I'm not leading anything. She's just very excited.
The Moogles noticed this first, followed by Corey, and then Elric, then Hyacinth. A loud, like, shrill scream can be heard, coming from the direction you're walking. And it's followed up by a bunch of other screams, and what the Moogles can make out, because they both cleared the fucking check. Someone's screaming, oh my god, how are they walking around? They're supposed to be dead.
I run
Towards or away?
towards.
Okay.
Always
towards.
towards.
Gotta be sure. For Corey, what you're not able to make out the words, but you are able to make out that the scream is that of concern and that someone is actively in danger. Elric, you just hear a scream in Hyacinth. You aren't sure if it's a person or if it's an animal. So, but you do notice the reactions of your party.
Well, I'm following the Moogles.
Follow the Moogles.
Follow the Moogles.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, what is your run speed for the Moogles? Because you guys are small. You guys are like little less
20.
You guys are 20? Okay.
Well, it's like walking speed.
Then your run speed, your double your walking speed.
Like 4 times.
Yeah, it's 4 times if you're dashing.
Oh.
Yeah, we're just running until we see what we see.
Okay.
we'll say for the most part, because DFA and Moxio heard and were able to understand more, they had a bit of a head start. You two notice that there is 3 people running away from a building. Excuse me. And the one that you heard screaming, because it's only one woman, pointing towards the building in question, seeing you two approach, specifically DFA because of the armor, assuming she is of some kind of protective means, screams out, "It's my father, it's my father. He's supposed to be dead, but he's inside."
DFA's just gonna kind of look at Moxio like, what is this woman talking about?
Is she like pointing any particular direction?
Straight ahead of her into, if you want to call it a house. Like, it's more like a shanty type of house, more than an actual, like, proper house.
Hmm. I don't know if we go in or if we try to wait for the Robin.
While these two are, getting filled in, Corey, you show up next, then Elric, then Hyacinth, following in last because of perception and everything.
Mm.
Is the woman repeating herself, or
Did we hear it?
Corey would have heard the end of it. The whole supposed to be dead, but is inside. Elric, you and Hyacinth don't know anything what was said. Because you show up just after she's done talking.
I'm gonna look at her and say, dead and walking around, or dead and somebody put his body in your house?
While frantic, they're able to hear your question, but and answer you. Dead and walking. Like, came in, shuffled in, tried grabbing her husband. She was able to get her husband and the kids out of the house. Right before you showed up, she was about to follow, but, you guys arrived and asked what was going on.
Hydrating.
So aggressive.
Yeah. God damn the hydrate. I gotta take that reward away from you.
You've given us too much power.
So Hyacinth hears the conversation with Corey, correct?
Yes. You and Elric have arrived, and you're now being filled in.
Okay.
Hyacinth is just going to tilt their head to the side and their ears twitch. They have a very confused expression on their face. Did you try to talk to him?
She gives a very, almost an offended look, like, did you really just ask me that? Before saying, no, I was more concerned about my husband and my kids who it was trying to grab.
Elric, hearing that, is going to ask us if is anyone else inside.
Good question. Is there anything else inside? Is there anyone else inside anything?
If there, yeah, well.
Well, there's my couch, my recliner, this lovely romance novel I was reading.
Oh, we gotta save that.
Yeah, it's smut. You gotta save the smut.
Yeah.
At this point, her husband comes up asking where their other child is.
And Elric's gonna run in.
I figured that was gonna be the response. Yeah.
Hyacinth. I would like to say that Hyacinth is going to ask what the undead's name is.
Fucking should have known there was gonna be a question about it.
Because it's this woman's father, correct?
Yes, it is her father.
Okay.
His name.
I just.
Yeah, no, I
just want to know what to ask him if I can talk to him. What his name is and what's your name?
His name is Colton.
Colton?
Yeah, like Colton.
Okay.
Thank God for generators. Slap. His name is Colton, and he died 15 years ago. So
Oh.
he shouldn't be.
Oh, damn. You shouldn't be.
That's what I'm saying.
He shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be.
He shouldn't be, but he is. With all the audacity.
So apparently DFA is following.
I'm following Elric.
DFA has followed Elric as well, just so you know.
Okay.
Are you going?
Once Hyacinth knows the name, rushes in also.
I'm going to regret asking you. Elric, because you went first. How are you getting inside?
I'm just shoulder checking the door. And
That's what
going
I
in.
figured. Roll a strength check.
It's an 18 plus 2, 20.
Yeah, you linebacker through this door. It's not that strong. Like, what was a door is now splinters. Congrats, you just ruined this family's door.
I'll pay for a new one. It's fine.
I mean, you guys have the money.
I'm sure they're more worried about the missing kid.
I mean, hey, I don't know about you, but I kind of like my doors. But no, yeah, you burst in, and sure enough, it is a very poor dwelling. There isn't much in the form of like amenities in the house. Very simple living room. The kitchen looks very small. There's a small stairway that leads upstairs. Because you are looking for the child, roll perception. All this is happening like sequentially.
16 plus 1, 17.
You don't see the child in the main room. And you don't see hide nor tail of the father. But you do hear something coming from upstairs.
I'll just run upstairs
Okay.
while yelling if anyone's here.
Oh, like you're calling out to see if anyone's in the house?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. What about...
Hyacinth is yelling. I want to say that Hyacinth is yelling Colton's name and saying that his daughter is surprised to see him. Was surprised to see him.
For Elric, no one responds to you.
Huh.
And regarding Hyacinth, because you are calling too, all you hear is a, like... It's not in direct response, but timing-wise, you hear something banging against, like, a wooden door. Coming from upstairs. Corey, you said you rushed in as well, right? Corey?
I believe she followed.
Muted.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
I was eating grapes.
Ooh.
Yes, I'm following Elric
Okay,
and the noise.
yeah. Just so you know, there is, like, not much space for the stairs, so, like, one of you has to go up at a time. So what is going to be the charge?
Yeah, that
Yeah, what is the charging order?
I'll go behind Elric.
Going up first.
Okay.
I'll be behind him.
Okay, then we'll have DFA behind you, because size. Elric, you're able to get upstairs first. It is a, we'll say about 2-person wide hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Right off the landing, there are 2 doors, and then one at the very end of the hall.
Mm-hmm.
And at the very end of the hall, you see a figure banging their arms against the door.
And they don't notice us.
They are very focused on this door. It's a very good door.
Okay.
Unlike the one you shattered, this thing's holding up. And Corey, you and DFA come up right behind him, so we'll say, like, you 3 are stagnant in terms of, like, placement. Elric then diagonally behind Corey, then DFA behind that. Mogsio, did you run upstairs as well, or are you still downstairs?
Following the group wherever they're going.
Okay. And what about Hyacinth?
Hyacinth would have been. I wanted to say that Hyacinth was behind Corey because.
Okay, so, like, you
They
would have
are
ran up
very
right
mu-
after
they're-
DFA. Because DFA was literally right behind Corey as everyone was coming in.
Right. Hyacinth was trying to grab Elric because they're kind of convinced that this guy's not dead anymore.
Okay.
So they're trying to make
think
sure that
she's
Elric
right.
doesn't kill him if
Okay.
he's still alive.
Okay, I see. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. So like, there's like the
That's
attempt.
what I was.
The attempt to like catch up with Elric is being made.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was what I was trying to communicate earlier.
Oh, okay.
Is that Hyacinth is very much like trying to run after Elric and be like, "Don't kill him,"
Okay.
until we can like make sure that he's undead and not intelligent anymore.
Well, I stopped at the landing to make sure the thing didn't notice us or not.
Yeah, like,
so-
you guys are like, for the most part, 3 of you are in the hall. 3 of you are like, well, 2 of you in today's case. 2 of you are still like at the top of the stairs because again, it's not that big to fit everyone up at the same time. About this point, you hear a child scream from behind the door, which the person in front of you is trying to break through. Still, the person at the door does not notice you, though.
So did Hyacinth tell me this?
I
Her
would
concern?
I would say during all this going on, Hyacinth had the chance to say what they wanted to say. Yes.
They're basically just gonna say it's like he might have a soul again. We need to check to make sure that if he does or doesn't have a soul before we kill him and bury him again.
For the record, he's not a redhead, so.
Oh.
Alright, Alec's gonna kind of look at Hyacinth that confused and say like that's highly unlikely, but if it'll
He has a name. His name is Colton.
make you feel better, perhaps Corey and I can go up behind him and pull him back, pin him down to the ground maybe, and make sure he is
Yeah,
dead or not.
I've got rope.
You have a rope?
Hyacinth is going to quickly poke Elric in the center of his chest and just say, I got you something nice because you're supposed to be nice and help people.
I'm just trying to make sure that this isn't someone trying to kill a child. I won't kill him outright.
Good.
I won't let him die, Hyacinth, if he's alive. I amend my statement to that.
Okay, so
I'm satisfied now.
Okay,
So me and Corey going up.
okay,
let's go.
Should we just run up or? I mean, we're not good at stealth.
it's up to you two.
Why just
Do you
run?
want to try? Or you just because I don't know if it's wide enough for both of us to run.
He said it was 2 people wide,
Okay,
so we can just both run up and just kind of yank them back and pin them down.
okay.
That's my guess. My
Do
plan.
do you want to yank and I'll pin?
You're stronger, so you yank. Oh, yeah, I'll yank you pin.
Gotcha.
So is that the
Alright.
so is that the plan?
Yeah, yank
Ready,
you.
set, go.
All right.
What are we rolling?
Elric, you are doing a dex because you're doing the yanking,
Shit.
and once that is done, depending on how it goes, Corey will roll a strength.
Okay, 17 minus 1, 16.
Okay, you're able to successfully grip, like, because his back's to you, you grab, like, right below the shoulders,
Mhm.
and you pull back, and this figure, right upon grabbing, you already know something's up.
Mhm.
First of all, because the clothing is, like, tatters. This is soiled rags and clearly 15 years worth of decomp. So the fabric tears when you grab it. When your hand touches and like goes through like the holes in the clothes, you feel some of the flesh. It's clammy, it's gross, it's not at all what a normal person would feel like. Or a living one, I should say. And as you pull, they kind of turn with you, not with you, but like to see what's touching them. But you are able to pull them away from the door, we'll say 5 feet, in time for Corey to try pinning into the ground. So Corey, roll a strength check.
Say 19.
Okay, now to compare with theirs.
Plus, oh shit, I forgot to add my stuff.
That
So,
helps.
like, after the yank, can I assist with the strength?
22.
No, because if you weren't doing anything, that'd be one thing. But
Gotcha.
your action was to pull.
Gotcha.
So what was it? 22?
Yes.
Yeah, you successfully pinned this guy to the ground. He rolled a 2 on strength. And because he's a zombie, he has like no. Well, I mean, he has stats, but nothing that would be beating yours.
Yeah, it's a zombie.
Okay. I'm gonna look up and say, you want to try to talk to him, Hyacinth?
For the record, now that he's pinned, I'm assuming what, arms against his neck or something?
I'm holding his arms down,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm 6'8", so I think I've got him covered.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, he's while he is on the ground, you see it, and then you like realize, oh god, this is not right. His jaw is dislocated on one side, so it's kind of like offset, and he's just like groaning and like trying to move his head up to reach you to bite at you, and
Oh god.
and his hands are very weakly trying to like get close to your hand to try scratching at you. And he's making that ghoulish groaning noise.
Is this contagious?
I don't think.
Hold
The
on.
guy at the desk said that it might be a plague.
Hold on,
so
hold
I
on,
don't know
hold
if
on,
that's
hold.
in world or not.
I don't think Final Fantasy zombie stuff is contagious.
I mean, this is my
Like
Final
real world.
Fantasy.
Like, well, not.
I
real
was about to say it's JM. I'm gonna
True,
ask.
it is JM's Final Fantasy.
At any moment, it could be whatever I say it is. There's no real skill that can have you roll to like know. So you don't know. How's that? Like he's not touching. He's not touching you, but you can tell he's trying.
So, but you also were there whenever the guy at the desk said it might be a plague. So you can go off of that too.
Yeah. So like you're not 100% sure what it is. You just know this is a zombie.
Great.
Also, you're wearing. I don't think you're wearing anything that would expose your skin, though, aren't? So you're like not
where he could scratch me or
what I'm
bite
saying.
me.
So you're not really like prone to being at risk.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna kind of look disgusted and ask Hyacinth if she'd like to talk to him.
Before that, I just want to ask, DFA, you were right behind. I mean, right up there with all this, and Mogzio came up. What are you two doing?
Watching.
I know DFA is prone to certain reactions. Is there anything going on, or is this one of those wait and react moments?
It's a wait and react.
Okay. Mogzio?
Yeah, I'm pretty much doing the same thing.
Okay.
Like, I imagine I heard them talking about whether or not to kill. So I'm just kind of like, I don't really know what to do then.
Okay. Just make sure that no one's just floating around in the ether. Hyacinth?
Mom didn't tell us the name of her son, correct? And I didn't get her name either, correct?
You did not.
So I know I asked for her name, but I don't think you gave it to me.
Oh, no, I didn't hear that you asked for hers. Her name is... Also, the child, they didn't say what the child upstairs is. They just said there was another child upstairs. Her name is Ella.
Okay.
Not Umbrella, but just Ella.
Ella.
Hyacinth is going to... yeah. Hyacinth with the trident out. Because that's going to give me a little bit of range. But not like, I don't need to be back range as I would with a crossbow. Is going to put it at zombie's neck, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Under the suspicion that this might be a plague. Because that's the only thing they know about this. It's either magic or it's a plague, and they're just going to go with a plague.
Be magic plague.
Right? And it's just going to say, Colton, you scared Ella. And see if there's any reaction besides the shambling. And is looking at his eyes Well, what's left of his decomped eyes.
No, there's something there, but it's not like there's no life in
Eyeballs.
there's no life in those eyes. They're just like blank white. I don't want to say milky like the atrophied, but like there's no iris or pupil. All you
So
get
there's no reaction beyond the shambling.
that and like a lot like this is increasing in noise. The best way to describe it is like a dinosaur squawk kind of thing.
Jeez.
Like that's the only way I can describe the noise because I can't make it. My vocal cords don't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's trying to communicate in a zombie-like sound, but it's not anything coherent or intelligent. It's just a reactionary noise.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that's in there doesn't comprehend what you're saying.
Okay, I think we can kill it. I don't think this is him anymore.
Are you saying that out loud?
Yes.
Eric,
Everything Hyacinth says is
Eric.
basically out loud.
Eric's gonna chop the head off then.
Roll an attack. Because you do still have to, you know.
Yeah, I do have to take a
Back.
swing. Alright, so that's hold on. I forget what I have
Also,
to add.
I'm just saying because I have to, because of how this is all set up, you have to roll at disadvantage because Corey is right on top of it.
Oh god damn. Alright, another roll. Okay. And then I add I have that temp modifier, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I rolled a 14. That was the lowest I rolled.
Oh, if that's the lowest, then you're fine. You
Hold
got
on,
it.
plus 15, 16,
Y-
17.
Yeah, you're fine. You beat the AC.
Okay.
So you're just going to try to beheading?
I'm gonna just go for the head, yeah.
Okay, roll
You should've
damage.
gone for
Roll,
the
roll
head.
damage. What's the least you can roll?
The least I can roll?
Yeah, like what is the lowest your attack roll can do?
The lowest my attack roll can do is, let me see, it's 2d6, but I can reroll one, so 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 8.
The lowest you can do
That's
is
the
8? Okay, then still roll.
So yeah.
I have to be sure with you because sometimes you TPK with one hit.
Just making sure. But yeah, the lowest I could do is 8. With
Okay,
all
so
the
yeah, you still have to roll. In later game, I'm going to be like, no, just we get it. You killed it.
Alright, so 1d6. Can reroll that.
Also, I just saw the chat saying DFA don't lick.
Okay. So that's a 4.
Okay.
It's another 4. So 4, 8, plus another 4, 12.
Wow. You behead this thing in one strike.
A
Thankfully, because you didn't roll badly, you don't get Corey covered in anything.
zombie gook.
Yeah, no zombie gook for Corey.
Appreciate it.
Though I guarantee there's a little bit of resentment of the whole you could have let me move first.
Sorry, I was excited.
You want to go get? Actually, let me drag this thing into another room, and then you can go get the kid.
All right.
I think
What?
DFA should get the kid. DFA's a little bit nicer looking.
Child friendly.
Kind of scary, Elric.
Fair enough.
Especially with a bloody sword.
Fair enough.
Does DFA wish to retrieve the child?
She's just looking at all of this like, what the fuck? She's like, I mean, okay. And she
Are you
grabs
good with kids?
Moxio. She's like, I don't know, we're gonna find out.
Oh,
She's gonna
jeez.
take Moxio with her.
This poor man just got up and was like, I just want to have a nice day at the city. Nope. Everything Moxio has done in the past month of this campaign has been reluctant against his will. So you two are going to move the corpse, I'm assuming?
Yeah, we don't want the kid to see that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I would assume you guys are going to take it downstairs and outside.
yeah. Do they have Did they have a tablecloth or something that we could wrap it up in?
When you guys get downstairs, you can investigate for one.
Okay.
But no, we'll have...
So,
Yeah, you guys can, heft the corpse up, hop down the stairs with it. Hyacinth, are you going with them or staying with the Moogles?
I'm gonna stay with the Moogles.
Okay. I have to be sure because just mapping out where people are. Yeah, DFA, how you gonna get the poor child's attention?
It's gonna go, hey! You! It works for everything else.
That's you're not wrong.
She has a point.
There's gonna be a pause because this child is probably like 5 shades of traumatized at this point. After a minute, you hear a. Is it gone?
Sure.
Boy.
Just because I have to, just be that person. Roll charisma to see how convincing that sure was.
Sure.
This kid nearly gets killed by his grandfather, and you're just like, yeah, sure, he's gone, totally.
His dead grandfather.
I know, that's even worse.
9.
Oh, it's a whole other kind of therapy.
Oh boy.
You're convincing enough. I did not roll that high. The door slowly opens, like, painfully slowly. And a little half-Elvon child opens the door. Their little ears poking out through their mop of hair. Notices you and Mogzio first and goes, are you a Moogle?
DFA's just gonna kind of look at Mogzio, like, do you think he has brain damage?
Yeah, kid removals. You wanna come with us?
Immediately at the, like, realization that you two are actually real Moogles, they're still timid and nervous, but they come out of the room a little more inquisitively. And this child's about, like, 4 or 5 at best, so they're, like, not much taller than you. Immediately, like, leans in closer and pokes the, like, boops the snoot on DFA. And just goes,
She puffs up.
immediately going,
Oh no.
I've never met an actual Moogle. I thought you guys were fairy tales.
Aww.
And then looks at Mogzio. Your coat's very yellow.
Yes, it is. Focus on it as we head downstairs.
Yeah, look at the code.
Magic coat.
Now noticing that DFA's in armor goes, are you a knight?
Sometimes.
This child's now smitten with both of you and follows you two wherever you go.
No.
Also asking DFA a bunch of questions about their armor, their weapon, and the most, like, inquisitive question would be, have you ever fought something that's, like, way bigger than you, or do you only fight things your size?
She's gonna say everything's way bigger than me, kid.
Stops and looks at you, then looks at himself. We're about the same size.
Not for long.
There's, like, a pause. Yeah, I guess you're right. I could be small like you, though. My uncle's, like, maybe a foot taller than you. But then again, he lost his legs in the war.
You said the kid was half Elvon?
Yeah.
Did we know the other half?
No. You can't. He's got, like, a mop of hair covering most of his face. So,
Okay.
like, you can't see many features. Only reason you know he's half Elvon is because of the ears.
Okay.
But he doesn't have the delicate skin of a full Elvon.
Mm-hmm.
If you had well, you're also downstairs, so you don't know shit.
True.
Yeah, have we found something to cover this guy up with before they come down here?
Quick roll of perception? Yeah, perception.
Can we both do that?
Yeah, if you can either both do it or one of you can give the other one advantage.
I'll give Corey advantage.
Oh, cool.
I keep wanting to say investigation.
That's much better. That's like a 25. I rolled like an 8 to begin with.
You don't find a tablecloth, but you find a nice rug.
That'll work.
That works. Gonna roll him up in the rug with his head and make sure the head can't fall out.
Jesus Christ. We'll say that as you're finishing, Mogzio comes down first. The child still asking DFA a bunch of questions about their like being a dragoon. Currently, at the moment, you all hear the kid go, "So wait, have you flown a dragon, or do you fight the dragons, or do you fly dragons and fight other dragons?"
He just says yes and keeps going.
You have made a fan out of this child because you're describing things they thought were all fairy tales. Just so you know, you have a little fan club of one.
Before they make it downstairs, she's gonna take her dragon brooch that she has,
Okay.
and she's gonna clip it onto the kid's thing.
They don't know how to react at first, and they're like, "Wait, this is yours, though. Why are you giving it to me?"
It's a gift.
Immediately, he's like, "Hold on." Runs upstairs, which kind of makes Hyacinth panic because the child just darts under her legs. You hear like ruffling coming from one of the rooms, and then the kid hobbles back down the stairs, skipping a few as he comes down, and hands DFA a box of crayons, saying, "I was taught that if I get a gift, I should give a gift. Hopefully you like crayons." And it's like,
She's gonna clutch it to her chest, and she's gonna go, "I love crayons."
for the record, it's a box of 64 crayons.
She's gonna dump it into her bag of holding.
It also has a sharpener in the back. That doesn't work, but it's there because, you know, they want us to think it does. After this, he's like, "Oh, glad you like crayons. I would have felt really like bad if you didn't." Where's my mom, by the way? He's not looking any higher than the two Mughals, so the two of you hiding the body is going well.
It's good.
Good.
He's kind of keeping eye level with them.
DFA is just gonna kind of go, and look at Mogzio.
Sad.
The mother's
What
not
happened?
dead, so it's not like a moment of like, "Oh shit, we have to explain this kid, he's an orphan."
Are we heading downstairs to see her?
You guys have just gotten downstairs when this whole little exchange happened. So you're like right at the bottom of the stairs.
The body is covered.
Yeah, I would say because they didn't want the kid to see it, this body's in the kitchen part of the room so that they can walk the living room without being seen.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like wave them on outside.
Yeah.
Hyacinth, how are you reacting to all this?
Just making sure that the Mughals and the kid can get down. I'm basically running interception, trying to make sure that this kid doesn't get extra traumatized.
Okay. You do get outside eventually. The kid now turning their attention to you because you have a giant fork on your back.
Mm-hmm.
He now notices you because, you know. Before he can send a litany of questions at you, the mother comes up and scoops him up at the ground and starts squeezing him. And, like, doing that motherly thing where they clutch tightly and be like, "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean..." apologizing as if it was their fault for the kid being in danger. Looking at all of you like, "You didn't have to do that, but you did. I wish I had something to give you as thanks. We don't have much, though."
Is the mother Elvon?
The mother is Elvon.
Orc's gonna say in Elvon that's not necessary.
Her ears do like a little twitch because they're not used to someone speaking to them in their language. And replies in kind. "But you just ran in selflessly. Like, no one around here does that if they're not from the community. You're strangers. Why did you help us?"
can't exactly leave a child to fend the zombie off alone, now can we? Still in Elohelm.
I suppose you're right. Only one other person that's not from around here does that. You wouldn't happen to know her, would you?
Elric's gonna kind of like perk up his head and say in Elvan, would you happen to mean the Robin?
I think that's her name. I have to do a quick intelligence roll for her now, because what does she know? She doesn't know for sure, but she does know there was a vigilante of sorts in the community.
Hmm.
The kid, though, being that kids eavesdrop, they can't help it. That's what they do. Excitedly goes, "Oh, you mean the sword lady that kills the bad people?"
Yes, I do.
Wait, you know her?
She's family, in fact.
Oh, you just got cool. Wait, if you're family, where is she? She's been gone for like 3 weeks.
That's why I'm here. We're looking for her.
She had a place out in the woods. She didn't want to stay in town, said it would attract too much attention. At this
Do you
point, the
happen to know
mother
the-
looks at the kid like, "What do you mean you know this stuff? Like, how do you know shit?" The panicking mother comes back out like, "I taught you not to talk to strangers. What the
Excuse you.
fuck?"
What have you been up to while I've been doing the dishes?
Suddenly, the kid goes, she occasionally comes into town, and I don't know nothing. Oh no!" The kid like gets very quiet now.
Very talkative 4-year-old.
4 or 5. He's like kindergarten age.
Did the kid answer in Elvan too, or
No, he spoke common.
okay? So the group heard that.
From now on, we're bribing children for information.
No
Hey.
kidding.
Superhero movies have taught us one thing: kids know everything. They see the most.
I'll tell the mother that information that her child happened to know was payment enough.
I wish I could do more, but I hope you do find your aunt, or however you are related, because clearly you don't look like her. From what I've seen, she's, no offense, not looking like you.
Extended family.
Ah, my husband's like that. He adopts
Speaking
everyone's
of,
cause.
is her husband out there?
Yeah, the husband is off with the other child trying to soothe them. The other child is, want to say, like, infant, so the child's been screaming bloody murder.
Okay,
Because-
I'll leave
yeah.
him alone.
Yeah, he is currently in hush, child. It's fine. You're alive. Don't worry. And also, just because I just noticed how long we've been going, this is where we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we will pick up with what you guys learned. Be it not that much, but a little bit. Everyone get up, stretch, do a quick break, timey thing if you got to. That includes the players. Get up and stretch really quick. And we'll be back in like 5 or so minutes. Don't go away. Sounds back. Okay, we're all back. All right. So the party just saved a family. Hopefully everyone had a good break while we were gone. And now you guys get to do what you want with the information. Oh, before we get that, Hyacinth wanted to ask about the bar you said?
Mm-hmm.
So-
Hyacinth is going to ask the mother, because there's a screaming child with the father,
Yeah.
and their poor bunny ears do not like that noise. And is going to ask the mother, do you know anything about the bar owner in this district? Besides that he takes people's hair.
He still does that? Oh, he's been doing that since we were...
He still does that.
He's been doing that for like 20 years. What about him did you want to know? For the record, she's answering in common, just so that because I know Elric was speaking in Elvan earlier to her.
Yeah, Hyacinth doesn't speak
That's what I'm
Elvan,
saying. Just so you know, she is
completely
speaking.
clueless.
She is speaking to you, not through Elric again.
Okay. So Hyacinth is just gonna consider the way to ask this because this woman has been through a lot. Do you think he'd know about what happened with your father?
Do you mean? Are you? Well, if you're asking if this is the first time this has happened, no. Other people have reported things like this happening too.
What did they do about it?
Kind of what you did. It's not been that great. People have had to put their loved ones down again, you know.
Are they all coming from the same burial ground?
Good question. My notes. What do my notes say? Yes. Yes, they are.
Maybe.
Hmm?
Oh. Did the grounds not accept you're dead then? That's strange. Usually the forest is accepting of it.
She tilts her head unknowingly to what you're talking about, as that's not something she's used to understanding. Her response, though, is there hasn't really been any rhyme or reason. It's been just some people that have come back have been like my father, dead for a while. Some have been recently deceased, so it's a bit of a mixed bag.
But the bartender wouldn't know anything about that then.
I mean, he might.
Do you know if he had anybody come back?
Honestly, I haven't seen or talked to him in years. Last time I was in that bar, well, I wasn't a mother. For obviously reasons you can tell.
Okay, well, I only ask because we're heading that way and I don't want to have to kill something while I'm drinking because that's just then you spill your drink and then I waste money and it's never fun.
No, if you could ask him, I mean, she's at this point she's put her other child down and the child's run over to the father to help out with the screaming child, and she's racking her brain trying to think of how to answer you in a very helpful way because she still wants to give you something for helping her, so she's trying to be as helpful as possible. You can ask him if you want. I don't see why you'd want to. He's the worst company. Or you could. She'll look like resigned to the point. Look over to her child. You said the vigilante has a place out in the woods. The kid looks over and goes, "Yes." She said she lives out in the woods to keep us from getting in trouble in town. So the mother looks at you. If you want to check there, see if your friend's there, you could try that too. She may know something. Because none of this started happening until she stopped being active.
Oh.
We didn't think anything connected, but it might.
Okay. I would just say maybe don't rebury your dead where you did last time.
There isn't really much other
You
place.
might need to. Well, for now at least, I would say just wait a little bit. If you have a flower bed, you could always bury them in the flower bed. They make good fertilizer.
She gives you,
And then you can talk to the flowers like you talk to them.
she's giving you a skeptical look, and she doesn't gesture around you, but after you say that, you kind of remember that you're in a poorer part of town where the houses are more cramped together and there's not much yard space for everyone. There's
Yeah, Hyacinth has no understanding of not having
Yeah.
some kind of nature around you. So
yeah, I don't want to say these are slums, but at best, the backyards would be maybe 10 feet by 25 feet at most, like maybe the size of a room, and that's it. There's not a lot of
listen,
like,
you could fit like two
oh yeah, no, you
bodies.
can, but like it's not exactly gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like start a garden in my backyard type thing. It's mostly gonna be one of those like sitting spots.
You just bury really, really deep, and then you keep putting family members on top of each other. So, but that's all I needed.
Okay.
Hyacinth's good.
How much does it cost to get somebody cremated?
We don't do it out here because, obviously, as you mentioned, the cost. It's just for the cremation, not including everything else that needs to be done to make sure it's done right. 1,000 gil.
Okay, just wondering.
Everything else
I'm gonna kind of.
included is more, but yeah, just the cremation alone is 1,000 gil.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of look around and make sure the kid is not listening again.
Oh yeah, no, he's helping the father soothe the baby.
Okay. We've got him wrapped up in your rug because there wasn't anything else to use, but the kid didn't see him.
But thank you for that. Also, I know it sounds foolish to ask, but which rug did you grab? Just so you know, there's only one rug in the house, so her asking, I think, is more of a like, tell me so I can just get it over with and accept what I already know is true.
The only one you had.
Oh, that was a gift from my mother-in-law. I hated the thing, but not like there was a choice. Yeah, okay, I'll have to deal with that later with him. He's gonna be upset, but he'll live. His mother was so
Sorry.
insistent we had it. I thought it was ugly, but not the point.
It was either that or,
No.
the kid sees him.
I agree. All I can say is my mother-in-law is one of those. I was never good enough for him, so she gave us that ugly thing as a gift, and I had to grin and bear it. Like a good wife. Anyway, yeah. You guys have things to do. I'm not gonna drag you into that. I'm gonna go help my husband with my child. Hopefully, you find who you're looking for, and all that. Sorry that you had to get involved in our mess.
It was nothing.
She gives a very resigned look of like she understands she's not going to win. She bows her head and like walks over to her husband and tries to soothe the child. This woman has gone through a lot in 24 hours, you can tell. Not even 24 hours, more like the last hour. But no, now you know that there is a common occurrence of this.
Okay, well, that was the thing that happened.
Apparently a fairly common thing to happen right now.
Oh, also
Yeah, that's unnerving.
Off table. In chat, someone just mentioned up the door.
Oops. Oh yeah.
So off table, if Elric wants to remember that, that's up to you. I'm not gonna on table. I'm not gonna force you to remember. Just saying.
Technically, I forgot about it, so I'm gonna say I forgot about it.
Okay, that's
Because but if someone else will start, how about I roll if I remember?
that would be considered an impulse
That
roll.
works.
You can do an impulse
Okay.
roll. I'm not gonna stop you.
Bleh. 11.
Do you want odds or evens to be you remembered?
Oh,
Like I said,
thought it was like- I thought
impulse
it was
rolls on
low or
you.
high.
No, impulse rolls are on you. Like that's you rolling if you want to remember or not.
Oh, I didn't pick. Shit.
Listen, I'm not gonna force you. I'm just saying. Someone in chat point that out. So on table, go ahead.
Even.
Re-roll and say low or high.
Okay, lower
Low
high.
as you remember.
Low as I remember. Okay.
Yeah.
Lower, I got a 3.
You didn't remember.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Oh,
you guys going over the whole like this is a common thing.
And I forgot about the door.
You did. The door is forgotten. You guys are.
Completely forgot about the door.
The door has been forgotten, and you guys have moved on to bigger and more important things.
Oops.
Oops.
It's fine. In the list of her things, priority-wise, I don't think it's that high up on the list.
I know, but it's a poor district. I should help pay for the door if I even can. I'm broke.
You are broke, so just let it go, dude. It's a door.
Oh well.
Away we go.
Yep.
Mhm.
Scooting off on your way, your merry way.
Well, I guess Alex can say it sounds like whatever the Robin was doing was in the woods, perhaps keeping these undead in check.
There was
That could be it.
there was no like specification that she was keeping the undead in check, but the woman did say that. Well, Ella, because I gave her a name. Ella said that the dead being this way didn't start until after she vanished.
Yeah, that's why I inferred.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know that like there was no concrete connection, but her disappearance has not prevented these. So this has been happening for about 3 weeks.
I guess Arson suggests that. Well, asks if the party wants to either investigate the forest nearby or do you want to continue it to the bar?
Well, we knew for a fact that there was one under the bar, correct?
Mm-hmm. But is it like nefarious, or is it perhaps a family member the bartender had passed away, a family member of the bartender that had passed away and he's trying to keep in his basement?
You know?
Well, Ella didn't say anything about him having a family member that passed, but I mostly just asked if there was one that maybe came back.
Mm-hmm. We can definitely,
because I thought maybe if someone in his family came back, he was trying to see if they were like back.
I guess it would be harder to tell that if it was like a recent death.
Because that one was just too gross and broken to talk.
Yeah.
If you have someone who's died recently, maybe they could still act like a person.
maybe.
I've never seen an undead before that one.
Yeah, that was my
But-
first one.
Would that be Elric's first one?
Imagine.
He's a fresh adventurer, right?
Yeah, that was your first encounter.
Okay.
You have not had any like
Mm-hmm.
before you graduate Dark Knight training, we're gonna have you fight a zombie. No, that was your first time.
Yeah.
You think your public education could afford a zombie training class? Come on. What kind of public education do you think you got there? What do you think this is? Some charter school bullshit?
I only happen to know because of
Your mother telling you stories
yeah.
from her days as a paladin. Good old paladin days,
Who would be schooled on that?
Yeah, your mother would have way more education than you would have on this.
Yeah.
She had like the actual education in the family.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, she tried to teach you right, but you know,
Yeah.
a backstory. But no, you guys are progressing to the bar, I'm assuming, or you guys are still walking around trying to figure out where to go.
Yeah, I'll pose the
We
question
could-
again. Do you
Yeah,
wanna...
I would vote for the bar just because I think we're closer and we know there's one there.
Sure, we do.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So, for brevity's sake, we'll say you walk your way to the bar. It takes you about 20 minutes because you are walking, and I'm assuming after your first encounter, you're keeping like a bit of attention to make sure you don't hear another set of.
Oh yeah.
I am,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
So, like, you're gonna keep yourself aware for any chance of danger, and we will do a roll if that happens on my end. Any encounter rolls? No encounters in the town. You guys are fine for now. Make it to the bar. It seems to be closed for the day. It seems to be only open later in the day. For some reason, or in this case, it's just not open right now. Is that going to stop you?
Who was it that sensed the undead last time?
Dell. At the time when you guys were in this part of town, Dell sensed one under the bar in the basement, and 15 others throughout the poor district.
Whoa.
Oh, lovely.
I didn't remember the 15 others.
I didn't either.
That was because it was a it was one of those Dell counts and only told Hyacinth and
Got you.
yeah.
Okay.
But then
So
once
we
you got to the hotel, Dell relayed the information.
Cool. So yeah, they're all over the place.
Yeah, they were spread throughout the whole poor district.
Jesus.
And that was when Mogzio mentioned to you guys about the whole, while I was down there, I heard some groaning and moaning, and you know, it was a time.
Alright.
So again, the door is locked, the place is closed. Is that going to stop you, or are you going to just like, you know?
What happens if we just knock on the door?
You can knock on the door.
I will not.
Okay. Let us see what happens when you knock. Low or high?
Hi.
There is no answer. It seems that there is no one inside.
I'm a look at Corey and kind of like gesture. I'm not gonna say, but kind of gesture like me, you, as in like who wants to break the door?
The real victim tonight is the doors, not the town.
You want to flip a coin?
You know, I had one. You go ahead.
Great. Make me the one that's breaking and entering.
I'm just gonna ask. I know this is like, you know, you guys make a decision. None of you is gonna try like the subtle approach.
Which is,
I don't
Can
know.
anyone
I'm just
can anyone
I'm
take
just
the
like
lot?
the other three of you.
I
Just
tried to be subtle. I knocked on the door.
no. I'm just like the other three are just like, no, this is just gonna happen. We're letting it.
I can't pick locks.
Oh right, I forgot. Wait, you can or you can't?
Can't.
Oh right, I forgot. You can't.
A hyacinth. Can you pick locks?
I think I can pick locks, can't I?
Can you?
I don't know if I can. Think about it. Let me check.
It's like you have a character sheet that should tell you.
I know. That's what I'm looking for.
I'm saying this completely off table. I'm surprised no one's tried throwing a Moogle through a window yet.
I don't have that skill yet.
Oh, I just meant just pick up and throw.
Google.
I feel like DFA would be the safest to throw because she has armor and she can just kind of curl up.
Oh, I figured DFA would just like launch the spear forward.
I was gonna say
That
DFA
dude-
can throw herself.
I think she could go through the window on her own. She don't need us. Pretty sure.
Yeah, she can jump real good.
Mm.
Okay, dumb question. Is lockpicking a skill or is lockpicking like a feat?
Disable device.
Huh?
Disable device.
Yeah, it'd be disabled device. Because technically the lock is a device.
Oh, I have that.
And
Oh, I have
you can
that.
pick locks.
Hey,
Okay, then I'm gonna have Hyacinth attempt to pick the lock.
Okay.
I'll just stand in front of her.
Oh, like just like
while she's doing it,
like
so
body block.
nobody really notices.
All right, you're gonna
Yeah.
body block. Roll disable device.
Okay. Oh, it's not great. Oh, never mind. It's gonna be a 14.
14.
14.
Not terrible.
Not great. but-
Unfortunately, because of Corey's large size, you don't have much light while you're doing this, so it takes you a bit. Yeah, there's also a little bit of pressure because you're breaking and entering in the middle of broad daylight. But after a minute or
I
two,
thought we went out at night.
no, you guys left it during the day. You guys could investigate through town, then check this out. You stay out as long as you could, and go through the whole.
Oh,
This is why the bar's closed. It's during the day.
I had thought we came at night.
No, you guys had left during the day.
I believed day, so
Oh, okay.
I was envisioning day.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
fully
had
believe
said
that this was like
before you left. I
the
said you guys could
afternoon.
stay until night and then go out. You said no, we can go out and do things and kill two birds with one stone.
Oh, I voted
yeah.
that we
Because
stay
we
until the
did
night.
the other thing.
I had heard that you guys were going to try killing two birds with one stone, so I'm like, okay, you guys are leaving during the day.
I had just envisioned daylight in my head this whole time, so
I guess we left her in the day.
Yep.
Is what it-
It'd be too hard to rewind and change time. It's
fine.
we'll say it's about 3 or 4 p.m. So it's like mid-afternoonish. So night's coming, but
Wait,
not yet.
when did
Well, we could wait.
I mean,
But-
she already rolled. I mean, they already rolled.
Sure.
This is already happening.
True.
The lock does pick open after a minute. You don't do exactly a perfect job, and if someone's looking at the lock, they'll know that it's been picked. So it's not a clean job, but the job is done. The door is unlocked.
who's going in first?
I guess Elric is.
All right, Elric.
any Hyacinth is going to sorry, I had to get my cat out of the room. What are we doing?
You just open the door and Elric's stepping in.
Oh, I was gonna use my materia in that dagger.
That's a good
Sneak.
idea, actually.
Okay.
Okay. The materia does what, stealth?
Correct. 'Cause it's a shadow materia.
So what is it?
I have it.
I think it's
I believe it's a plus something. I believe it's a plus. Where I put it?
+2.
+2.
Yep, +2 circumstance bonus stealth checks and partial concealment.
Yes, Hyacinth will.
Stealthily go in.
Yes, we'll stick the lockpicks back in their pouch that they pulled them from, and give the dagger with the materia a nice little tap with their fingers, and attempt to stealth inside.
Okay. As you take the dagger out and activate the materia, you're not cloaked in like physical shadow, but you're like all of your presence is more dark and muted. So you'd blend in with any kind of shadows around you. So at the moment, everyone that's looking at you, you look darker in the shadow that Corey's casting over you from body blocking you. And you can enter the room stealthily. Well, +2 stealthily. So roll your stealth.
Can I? Okay, I'm gonna hold on. Let me do that first before I. Okay, that's a number. So it's +2 circumstantial.
Yep.
So it's +2, then plus my stealth.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not very good at math. 26.
You move with the shadows.
Do I move through dimensions?
Not yet. That's if you hit a 30, then you entered a pocket dimension, and you wind up next to Bugs Bunny, going, "Hey, what's up?"
Oh God.
Can I roll perception while I'm still in stealth to see if if I can hear and or see anything in this closed bar?
I'll say that you make it in the bar and you notice that you're unseen and there's no one in there. So that you can roll perception after that.
Okay, I would like to specifically try to listen for movement,
Okay.
or
You're going to be focusing on hearing more than anything else.
exactly.
Okay,
So
so
I'm
you
not
go.
really. I'm mostly just focusing like on hearing things going on within this bar.
Yep, go ahead.
Let me look at my number. Okay. 24.
You don't hear anything at first. So you continue to like move around the room because again, it's an empty bar. There's no one in there. There's no lights on, nothing. It's just the dark and empty bar. So you're moving around as you listen. Your foot here hits one spot of the floorboard and it kind of creaks a bit. So you freeze reactively because shit, don't want to be heard. But right after you freeze, your perception finally picks up the sound of something coming from below you. And it sounds like shambling. Like something reacting to you in surprise.
Making a noise.
Yeah. Because they heard a noise, so they reacted.
I am going to stealth my way back to the door
Okay, roll stealth.
to try to rejoin my party.
I'm glad you didn't just run out screaming, I fucked up, I fucked up, I fucked up.
No.
Um,
21.
21. You make it back. Because you had made a noise the first time, this time you're more slower and careful to watch where you're stepping. You remember one spot creaked a little bit the first time, so you kind of like hop over it as gently as you can.
Mm-hmm.
And once you're outside, you can relax a bit, and if you want to put the dagger away, you can, or you can keep it out for now.
I'm gonna keep it out for now.
Okay.
And Hyacinth is going to relay. I heard movement, but it wasn't like a talking movement. There's something moving in there, but no one like rushed out while I was in there. Do we want to just come back later? Or do you want to try to see what's down there? I just don't want to kill something that they didn't want us to kill, if that makes any sense. It's kind of like killing someone's pet chocobo.
Well, the thing seems to be restrained in the basement, or at least trapped in the basement for now.
Yeah.
So it's probably not an immediate threat to anyone. So I guess we can wait until the bartender or the owner comes. And
Yeah, we can come back in the evening.
Moxie, DFA.
any input?
I don't mind just waiting here for them. I mean, like, if y'all want to continue.
All right. Yeah, we can wait.
That way I can just talk to them as soon as they get here.
I would like to attempt to relock the door. If
If
there's like a lock on the back of the handle.
yeah,
I can just-
no, it's a basic latch hook lock, so you could literally just turn it and close the door.
Okay, I would like to do that.
Okay. Yeah, you just literally turn the latch again and pull the door closed.
Do we want to wander around a bit and then just come back whenever they're supposed to, like a little bit before they might open?
Well,
So we're not just like standing here for hours?
What time did you say it was?
It's about like 3 or
Yeah.
4.
And like the bar opens
You don't know. It's if you look
in
at
the evening, right?
yeah, it's open at night.
So
well,
like
later in the day.
7, 8.
Yeah, give or take.
So it's not too far off. I don't know. What can we investigate in that amount of time?
I mean,
How far are the woods or the forest?
from where you are, it'd be about like 20-minute walk. Like you guys are on the edge of the Pora district now.
I guess Elric could put forward to the part if you want to investigate the woods real quick and then come back, or wait here.
Part of me is tempted to ask a guard why there's no one in this area, but I don't think we look nice enough to where they'd want to give us an answer.
Plus, you have to walk all the way back to another district. Then
Yeah, there's no guards here.
I mean, that sounds like we have the time to spare.
Yeah, I'm just letting
Plus,
you know
we
it would mean walking back to another district.
Yeah.
could talk nice enough to get them to tell us.
Moxia seems like he could be charming. As does Hyacinth. So you guys want to do that? You want to head back to ask a guard or something?
That works for me.
All right, that works.
Okay. Guys can head back. DFA, as you guys go to leave, can you roll me a crap, what is it? Can you roll me a survival?
Dirty 20.
As you guys are leaving, you notice this on the ground. They're not fresh. They're like clearly older, but they stand out more. Footprints leading towards the bar, but coming from the edge of town, like towards the woods. And they're not like every other set of footprints you can see on the road.
She's going to swerve and follow the footprints, but like put her footprints on top of them.
Okay. As you're doing that, Corey gets a message from Dell saying they need Corey to come back and help them with something. So Corey looks to you guys and is like, I gotta go help Dell. And as they're doing that, grabs Hyacinth's hand and says, hey, you dropped this and I've gotta go deal with that. Let they'll let you know when they're ready or meet me back at the hotel.
What did Hyacinth drop?
It is it's a little black box with a purple ribbon.
Okay.
Before you have time to answer, Corey has ran off to go help Dell.
Night, guys.
I
So you are now holding a black box, like a little black box with a purple ribbon on it, and also DFA is following a set of footprints. If you guys are noticing, if not, you don't notice DFA following footprints.
Can we roll to see if she'd?
Yeah, that would be a perception roll.
That's a 5, 6, 6.
Just a 6.
Yep.
You don't notice anything out of the ordinary, so you wouldn't have consciously noticed that DFA is not walking with you guys.
9.
Oh,
You were distracted by the box Corey gave you.
I am very distracted by the box Corey gave me.
16.
Moxio, you only noticed because the clink of armor is getting quieter and quieter versus staying even as if she was near you.
I'll just follow after DFA.
The communication is great.
And do we see him follow after DFA?
I will say you both noticed the sudden, the footfalls were 5, then Corey left. And then suddenly it's just you and Hyacinth's footfalls, and you two look at each other like, wait a minute.
The Moogles.
Not only them, just you were a group, and now it's just you two. And when you look back, you notice Moxio while walking off towards DFA, who was walking off further away as if they're onto something.
Follow the Moogles.
Are we not going to find a guard?
Do you want to try to get DFA to come with us?
Fine.
Follow the Moogles.
No, I really wish they would just say that they're walking off instead of just walking off. At least Corey said goodbye.
To be fair, Corey was giving you something, then beelined out. Before I go back to the two Moogles, are you going to open the box or are you going to pocket that for now?
I am going to open the box.
Okay. The box contains within some iridescent forks.
Aww.
That's all it is. It's a box of iridescent forks.
Synth makes the same noise I made
It's cute as fuck.
and pulls one out and starts like shining it and holding it in the light and then puts it back in its safe little box. But does take the ribbon and it ties it around the braid in their hair
Okay.
and puts the box in their bag that they have.
Duly noted.
So it's safe.
Yeah. Back to the Moogles. DFA, you said you're walking with like your feet in the footsteps?
Correct.
Okay. You're gonna follow these, I'm assuming ignoring all else around you because you're on a mission. Once you reach the woods, the footsteps now kind of drag instead of have that like space between each one. There's pressure, a deep footprint, drag, deep footprint, drag, as if something was shambling through the earth instead of just walking normally.
Duly noted.
Or you can continue following it, or is this going to be one of those, okay, I probably should do something?
Nope. Totally gonna keep following it.
Oh my god. We'll say about 10 minutes of this goes on before you notice 3 other set of footprints around that one in one spot, not walking like they were standing in one spot. And then the footprints you were following are now being dragged as if like against the heel. And the other 3
She's
footprints
going
are
to
walking
stop.
normal.
She's gonna stop and she's gonna address Mogzio, just assuming he's behind her.
Oh,
She
jeez.
still hasn't even turned around.
Okay.
And she's going to say, "What do you think happened there?"
Probably takes me a second to catch up and be like, huh? What? What am I looking
Right
at?
there. There. What is that? What do you think happened there?
Nothing good.
That was the most JoJo sounding thing I've ever heard.
Because by Kupo, I think you're right.
Oh no, I've just introduced the Sherlock Holmes Watson arc.
Oh no.
Oh god, what have I done?
What have you done?
Nothing good. The rest of you catch up as DFA says, "Bye, Kupo, I think you're right." So the both of you heard that. That's all you heard.
Alex learned to just kind of accept the randomness and just roll with it.
So why are we going this way?
I saw footprints.
Are
She's
they
going to do her best impersonation of what she thinks it looked like based on like the dragging.
Oh, okay,
And,
like,
like-
you're gonna try recreating it?
Yeah, to show her.
Okay,
Mogzio's doing the exact same thing, like stomp, drag, and so there's just 2 Moogles.
just
This
because
zombie.
I want to see how this goes down. Roll a
do make them roll performance? Do it.
yeah, roll performance, both of you.
My performance is card tricks, so it's just gonna be charisma.
Yeah, if you don't have the performance, just do a charisma.
I'll take it. 22.
13.
DFA, you think you know what happened, and you're trying to like single-handedly recreate everything that's going on. It's not far off, but is like, your imagination's going a little more toward the fantasy idea of what happened. Moxio's looking like for a bit longer and goes, okay, I think I got this. Quickly goes into like a defensive stance. Goes like jab, jab, duck, duck, bob, weave, clunk, starts to tumble over, then just like pretends he's being dragged away by something. And you give a look of like, yeah, okay, that happened. It's totally something else. Because in your mind, there's no way it'd be that straightforward and simple. It's gotta be more nefarious or something. Meanwhile, the two of you are just like, we are watching the Moogles play charades.
Understand what they're saying, trying to portray.
Both of you need to roll intelligence. Corey has abandoned you to this.
I don't have a balance for that or bonus.
I have absolutely no idea.
What did you roll?
Not great. I rolled a 3.
God.
I rolled a 6.
That was the intelligent one.
We're
So
clueless.
Oh, God.
this is out of my field house.
The best because there's two of them doing this, the best you can conclude, there was a fight. Someone lost. You're not sure if it's a person that lost or a creature that lost, or if a creature won or a person lost. All you know that there was a fight or some struggle, and something was dragged away. Wait, what did you get, Elric?
6.
And you got a 3, you said?
I got a 3.
Yeah, Hyacinth, for a moment, because of the way DFA's acting out, you swear a chocobo was involved. That's what you think. Because you couldn't tell what DFA was going for at the end.
Since you say that, Hyacinth is just going to say, someone got attacked by a chocobo? See, I told you, they're evil and mean.
This is what happens when everyone rolls bad and the intelligent one's gone.
Oh,
The bunny's charismatic. The bunny is not smart.
Oh my god. I kind of wish this was animated just so I could see the two Moogles trying to recreate this.
and the rest of us like, what?
The fuck?
Oh god. After that whole thing, DFA, can you roll me intelligence? Because you're like, what?
$16.
You're able... After that whole mess, you're able to be like, okay, no. Seeing what Moxio showed, it kind of settles in what happened, and, you're able to determine that, now you're looking down again, the footprints that were dragged away were Hume. The other footprints, though, were not. They were... Excuse me, goddamn. Because you recognize the foot style, they are more canine, so you are quick enough to determine they were Vargs. Varg, I can speak. Either Vargs or Gnolls.
I'd like to relay all information that I know.
Okay. The chocobo thing is what made you look down and be like, where the fuck are you getting chocobo? Just that moment of like, where did I say chocobo? What?
Where did these footprints start? Hyacinth is asking DFA.
She's just gonna kind of vaguely gesture behind her.
Were they at the bar? Were they at somewhere, not the bar in town?
She's just gonna stare blankly. Say, I don't know, like wherever we were 10 minutes ago.
You were able to discern it was the bar. Like just from 10 minutes, you're like, okay, we were just with Corey 10 minutes ago at the bar.
Was the guy who owns the bar, he was a dwarf, correct?
Aye.
Okay, that's what I thought. So, and dwarves, I'm assuming, have bigger and heavier footfalls than humans.
They do.
Okay, because I don't know what dwarves actually. I know that Vera have weird feet.
There's a picture of a dwarf
No.
in the bestiary.
Okay, so I was just assuming that
they're so tiny.
That they have probably a wider stature than a human.
They got bigger feet.
They got big, good balance.
That's what I thought.
But yeah, it's not that far up. It's I think like not even a few scrolls up on the bestiary.
So then, by that information, so I guess the bartender wasn't the one who got stolen. Elric, do you have the same kind of feet as a Hume?
Yeah, mostly.
Getting into dangerous territory talking about feet.
Put your foot next to that footprint.
All right.
And it
does that.
the
Although I'd assume Elvon being kind of generally taller, have bigger feet.
I wouldn't say they're bigger. Elvon, because they are more humanoid than most of the other species.
But they're very tall.
Yeah, they're very tall. They'd have more. I'd say they'd have longer more than anything.
True.
It's not like bigger, just longer, for the height diff thing.
Okay. So yeah, I do that then.
and Hyacinth is going to point at Elric's foot and then the footprint next to it that I'm assuming is the Hume footprint.
Yes. You can tell the difference between the Hume one and the non-Hume ones.
Yes, and is going to say with absolutely no context.
Oh no.
Do you think that looks like your aunt's foot? You should always know your family's foot size.
I'm afraid that's knowledge I'm not quite privy to.
Why?
But it's possible.
Do Humes and Elvons not share shoes?
I mean, we could. I'm afraid I don't know my aunt's foot size, though.
But she's a Hume, isn't she?
She is Hume, correct.
Could these be hers?
It's
Because
entirely
she's
possible.
supposed to be out here. But these don't look like they were like 3 weeks old, right? They would be gone by now.
I didn't see how visible they were in general, but like the ones that DFA first found were like mixed in with everyone else's. In the woods, these ones are more fresh. Well, more visible.
I'm sticking by what I said.
Yeah, and I'm just letting you know.
3 weeks have gone by.
Oh, yeah. These would definitely be fresher than 3 weeks. I would say just roll survival really quick.
I don't know if I have that. Hold on. I should have that, I think. Is a bunny. I do not have survival.
Then...
Want me to roll a wisdom?
Yeah, go for a wisdom. You might be able to guess.
15.
You grew up in the woods, so yeah, you would know generally how long it takes for nature to like obscure footprints. They're about like a week old.
Oh, so this person's dead.
You don't know that. They could be playing a week-long D&D game against their will.
That's true. That's true.
Or a LARPing session, who knows?
Yeah. So, do we need to go find some gnolls? Or do we wait for... Do we go get Del and Corey? Or... I don't know how I feel about fighting something without Corey.
I guess I'd leave that up to the party. The group.
Did we
DFA?
determine if it's close?
Wait, what? Sorry.
Did we determine if it's close?
You only walk 10 minutes from town, and like you're just at the edge of the forest. From what you can see of it, it goes deeper into it. You just don't know how far from where you're standing.
So what do you two want to do?
DFA will defer to Moxio. She's gonna say, I don't know if I should go any further. I'd like to know what happened. And then she starts like mimicking the movements again. She goes, but I don't know if I'm ready to go into a forest.
The forest isn't bad. The forests are usually nice. It just depends on the trees.
Well, if we're going to turn around and wait for the others, that would be the time to do it.
Oh, we don't know what's waiting ahead, so it might be better to wait.
We should probably wait.
All right. Because I love doing it this way. Really quick dice roll. DFA. Suddenly a voice appears in your head. Guys. So Corey and I are back at the hotel room, and I think you're gonna want to see this. Come back when you can. Thanks. Bye. From Dell.
Random question.
Yes.
Does Hyacinth recognize these woods at all?
Keep getting that nature's D5e, not a fucking Pathfinder. You said you have local, right? No, you don't have local. You have
I have nature,
yeah,
but
roll nature. Just see if it, like the woods feel familiar.
because it's more so I'm asking because I know that the woods she's from aren't like super far off from here.
No.
So I just don't know which way she ended up making her way.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, roll a nature.
Scione.
See if the trees remember you or something.
Oh my god. Okay.
Roll caduceus.
Roll caduceus. Nature. 21.
When you came your way down from where you're from, you didn't pass through those woods, but you did see them the first time. And you remembered feeling you were going to go into them because it's the woods. You love the woods. That's your thing. But when you approached it last time, there was a very, very what's the not foreboding, but the vibe of like not wanting people to enter. And you listened to the vibe because the force has never steered you around before, so why would you start now? So you didn't enter the woods just because of the feeling it gave you before.
Do I still feel that?
You feel this time because you're still trying to recall. Kind of a coldness.
Oh, we're not in the woods currently, are we?
You're on the edge of it.
How far is the nearest tree in the woods from us?
Not like 20 feet. Like you could walk up to it.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
And just walk up to a tree. Closest one to me. That looks sturdy.
Just saying, this is all happening while Dell's talking DFA's head.
Yes. Whichever one looks sturdy.
Yeah, they look pretty. They all look pretty healthy on the outside. Like the outer edge of the woods looks like pretty standard woods.
And I'm going to bend down, and they put their hand at the base of the tree.
Okay.
And they are going to start talking and veer into it.
Okay.
And see if they feel any of that unease. But they're also gonna like the usual things of
Of what?
decay, rot.
You cut out a little bit. You're gonna do the usual things of what?
Oh, I'm basically just like checking to make sure that
Oh,
a tree
okay.
would be safe to climb.
Okay, well then roll a perception for that.
So basically to see if the tree is friendly.
Yeah. Roll a perception on that one.
Oh, it's not great. Do 11.
It takes a while to communicate with it. Not that it speaks in a foreign language, but it's not one that you're familiar with. It has a strange way of talking to you. And it's speaking as if it's exhausted. But again, this is around the time DFA is getting the message from Dell, so how DFA wants to react is up to her.
She goes, I think the good King Moggle is speaking to me.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She can't match voices to faces unless they're in front of her.
Which makes total sense. Not only that, but this has to be the first time you've heard a voice in your head talking to you.
That you know of.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
I was
assuming.
gonna say that you know of.
I'm hoping that DFA does not have a proclivity for hearing voices. Oh god, what is everyone gonna do when DFA says that?
Hyacinth is busy with a tree. So
Yeah, I know.
it's
I cock
Elric
my
and
head to the
Axio.
side.
The rabbit's talking to a tree and the Moogle's hearing their god. This is a great day for the party.
DFA is gonna like hold her head and go, somehow the good king knows Corey,
Oh god.
and I think we need to go back to the hotel.
Well, I guess that made the decision for us.
Then I guess we head back.
Okay. Oh, that was perfect. That could not have gone better if I wanted it to.
While they have that conversation, Hyacinth's going to do the exact same thing to the next tree they see, but they're staying within the tree, within line of sight of the group.
Yeah, the edge of the forest isn't one of those like, oh, it's sparse on the outside, thicker in the middle. This is like just a thick forest throughout.
Yeah,
So like there's trees everywhere.
they just want to check with one more
Okay.
to see if they get the same answer.
Roll another perception. Actually, no, not that. This time do a sense motive.
Oh God, that's terrifying. Okay,
Because the first time you were trying to get an idea, now this time you're like trying to like, you know.
14.
Same feeling.
Same feeling.
Mm.
Okay, that's not good. And they're going to say that as they're going back. So the trees are tired. Oh, we lost Brit.
Yeah, no, don't worry.
So the trees are tired, which is not a good thing whenever you're trying to look for one to be nice for you. So you can climb it and use it for shelter. So that's not good.
DFA is going to relay, because you didn't hear about the Great King Mog message, the prophecy they heard about having to return to the hotel because of Corey. And then before you even have time to respond, DFA just marches off with that look of like, come on, let's go, Mogzio. And before you two can follow, that is where we're going to wrap it up because it is later than I realized. And yeah, you guys are heading back to the hotel because you got some bad vibes from the trees, and apparently Great King Mog has told DFA that they're at the hotel. Oh, this is going to be such a fucking great thing when we start next time.
Oh, it's going to be a clusterfuck. I'm so excited.
Thank you everyone for playing. Hopefully it was entertaining, to say the least.
Always is.
next session we will hopefully regather and progress with Dell informing the party of what they learned. Oh god, I can't wait for that conspiracy board. So yeah, thank you audience for watching. We will be back hopefully next week. If not, we'll get to you when we do. For those who missed part of the episode, it'll be up on the YouTubes next Tuesday. Until then though, have a lovely time zone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Night.